top story this week. Well, the robot takeover continues apace. There's been a lot going on that has really made me extremely concerned that actually 2024 could go down in history as the final year before robots fully take over from humanity. And the most clear evidence for this is that the United States has been under attack from mysterious robot drones that have been massing off the coast of America and will surely take over. I think essentially what is happening is that these drones that have been spotted, the first one was on the 8th of December, a police officer gazing out to sea from the shoreline of New Jersey saw 50 drones, quotes, the size of cars flying in strange patterns over the ocean. And I mean, this surely is the beginning of the end, isn't it? I mean, this is what we all feared.
Well, it's certainly what everyone seems to have feared, in that there's like wild hysteria about these drones that the government is reassuring everybody are not a big deal, or they were always there in the first place, or they're probably your drones and you're flying them now, you just haven't noticed. Joe Biden came out and addressed this hysteria, said there's nothing nefarious going on. And if it's not enough to be reassured by a benevolent patriarch like Biden, I don't know what else you're looking for. He wouldn't lie to you. He couldn't lie to you. He just spent months proving during the presidential race that he can barely remember the end of the sentence he's saying. The Democrats couldn't even get together a good enough conspiracy to pretend the president was compos mentis during heavily choreographed camera appearances. This is not the good old days of conspiracy where nobody knew Teddy Roosevelt was in a wheelchair or that President Taft was only a front half with no back of his head or bottom at all. You can't get away with it anymore. There's no conspiracy. It's just a lot of people with drones.
With any conspiracy, what I do is I try and figure out who's really funding it, you know? So like RFK Jr. wants to take the fluoride out of the water supply. So where's he getting his money from? Turkey. That's where he's getting his money from. It's got to be. Erdogan is ringing him going, it's awful stuff. Do you know what also causes cancer? Floss, toothbrushes, mouthwash has been mined using child labour in Congo. You're using conflict Listerine, Robert. Conflict Listerine. So I can't figure this one out though. Because Joe Biden, as you've said, has reassured the public that there's nothing untoward going on. Like, I don't know if a member of the public bringing their concerns to Joe Biden would be listened to. Hey, when I look out, I just see bright lights or spots in my field of vision. Do you know what that feels like, Mr. President? I'm 82. Yes, I do know what that feels like. It's called glaucoma in my situation. People are just looking for things, but basically we want to read things into normal things because at some level we want to witness something extraordinary. Like, are we alone in the universe is one of the three basic questions that we've had for millennia. Are we alone in the universe? What happens when we die? Who let the dogs out? So people are seeing UFOs or drones where they're not there. Everybody wants a drone now. My 12-year-old nephew asked for a drone for his birthday. And he was 11 going on 12. So I got him the cheapest drone I could get, which is kind of limited altitude. It goes side to side, up and down. And he would call it a kite.
Yep.
Paper drone is what we're terming it in our house.
Acoustic drone.
Acoustic drone. He's like, how high does it go? I was like, how long is a piece of string? So
I just think they shouldn't be asking the Democrats because they're in that sort of weird liminal space of they're about to lose power, and so no one's taking them seriously anyway. Who they should really ask is Elon Musk, because I'm sure he'll have a great take on the drones.
Well, it's quite possible that that he's got some sort of fleet of great big flying robot testicles with which he intends to impregnate the entirety of North America. We just don't know with Musk. We just don't know. If he's not too bored with buying the entire concept of democracy and communication, then we wouldn't put anything past him. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of concern that this is signs of an alien invasion that could derail Donald Trump's planned rebrand of the United States to Trumplania, or the Margaret Atwood-inspired Siliad, or even Big D's demonic deathscape. But I guess we'll see that play out over the next 1 to 4 years. But as you say, the not particularly outgoing President Joe Biden, who will always be known as the filling in the world's most cantankerous sandwich, tried to reassure his fretful nation that this was nothing nefarious. But the problem with saying it's nothing nefarious is that he's saying this to America, where everything is either actually nefarious or perceivable as nefarious if nefariosity is what you want to see. Interestingly, the etymology of nefarious is quite interesting. Nefarious was the evilly scheming half Roman, half Egyptian pharaoh god, an alleged love child of Queen Neferbubi and the famously gluttonous emperor Augustus Glupus. There is a Christmas fact.
Well, this is you're so right, Andy. Everything in America is either nefarious or it's not nefarious and being used to launder nefariousness.
Yeah.
Go, oh, that's wholesome. I wonder what horrible tax loophole that's filling in.
Equally, obviously, this is just the start of a real-life disaster movie that's going to end with Channing Tatum wrestling an erupting T-Rex whilst the LA Dodgers sign a 30-meter-long alien serpent to a $4.2 trillion 120-year contract to play shortstop. We've seen this so many times before.
There's speculation about what's causing these drones, but the obvious explanation is that people are fucking with people. Like a thing that people have done since the dawn of people. Arguably, fucking with people is how we got people in the first place, whether you believe in the Adam and Eve version where she was fucking with a snake, or that at one point there was someone objectively too smart to be having sex with a monkey who was having sex with a monkey. Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't buy your Elon Musk theory either, because anytime I hear anything about Elon Musk being the cleverest man in the world or the richest man in the world, I just think your mother couldn't spell Noel. That's all that is. Yeah. And if you want a Christmas joke, Noel is where he goes. So.
And of course, this time of year, weird things happen. I mean, again, 2024 years ago, people saw similar sightings, and if you believe the medieval and Renaissance paintings, what happened then was that aliens and UFOs sent a baby-sized 45-year-old balding white man to save humanity. So we just don't know. Stacey Pettijohn, the director of the defense program at the Center for a New American Security, which sounds, that sounds like something from a disaster movie that's going to go horribly wrong. Stacey Pettijohn suspects that most of the large drones are, in fact, small aeroplanes, and that publicly available flight tracking data backs up this. But this is exactly what they want you to think. That's such an obvious explanation that it can only be bullshit. That's, in 2024, that just simple evidence and data can never be trusted. The FBI has rather wokely told Americans not to attempt to shoot down the drones. What are they f***ing trying to hide? They might as well have come straight out and said, please do not shoot down the UFOs. They're jam-packed full of slimy green things from a distant galaxy, and we're seriously hoping they'll conquer the planet on the 18th of January.
But you gotta love that. What sort of a country is it when you have to tell the populace to not use your own weapons to shoot down the drones? Because in Ireland or in Australia or in England, that would be, don't go outside and just look at the drones. That's bad for you. Because that's all any of us are going to do. To play devil's advocate on this, they did say, please don't fire lasers into the sky as well. Because what happened, I can't believe I'm saying it. Because what happens is a lot of these drones are actually manned aircraft, and you will get into the pilot's eyes.
Yeah.
But I think I think it's like the monkeys and the typewriters. With enough monkeys and enough typewriters, they will eventually write the work of William Shakespeare, right? So we believe this. This is a Bugle staple, I seem to remember. Yeah. So with enough people shining enough lasers...
Neil, just to pick up on that, we did actually discover after experimentation that they're actually much more likely to write an episode of Neighbours than the complete works of Shakespeare. But,
okay.
The principle.
More likely, but you're not ruling it out. The probability isn't zero. Yeah. Okay, right. So eventually, if someone shines enough lasers in enough pilots' eyes, there will be a pilot who is just about to go for corrective eye surgery. And then... and he saved himself a few quid. So,
It's not worth the risk, Neil. It's not worth the risk. It's a massive danger of sky cats. You put enough lasers in the sky and they are going to evolve to chase those lasers.
God, that's true.
I'm Jewish. Yeah. Obviously, it's well known that we run Jewish space lasers. And, this time of year, Christmas is an awkward time of year for us. Brings back a lot of very difficult memories to process. And if we're not allowed to use our Jewish space lasers to run the world, then what have we got left?
Are all lasers Jewish, Andy?
Well, I don't think so, actually.
Well, no lasers have foreskins, so.
Well, yeah. Also, I've never seen a laser eat a bacon sandwich. You can read into that whatever you want.
And when you were a kid, like, and you're going, no, I actually can't do that joke. You can do the joke, but I'm kind of thinking ahead. Come, no, I still want to.